So let's get to our first guests of this evening, Charlie. We're going to bring them in now, yes?
Yes.
From Key Biscayne. I don't know if they still like to be called the Rats. Sebastian, do you still like to be called the Rats? Uh-oh.
He's muted. Let me unmute.
Can't hear him. Sebastian's muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah.
There he is.
Sure, we are the Rugby Rats. So
you are still the Rugby Rats. Okay.
Yes.
I know some team. We got the Bears wrong last week, so I want to make sure we can still call you the Rats. And Charlie, your graphic is blocking the name of our player that's joined us this evening, so I can't see his name.
Oh man, you complain about everything, man. Damn.
Lucas Cavalieri from Key Biscayne U19s is here. So before we get to chat to them, let's run the highlights, Charlie, of this game. A nice win. Boca were one of the sort of favorite teams I was hearing. And obviously this game was played in wonderful conditions in Key Biscayne, as you can see from these highlights. Obviously Boca in red and black and Key Biscayne in the blue. Being refereed by Grant Haynes, a new referee down here from the Carolinas. Boca drew first blood and made a nice drop. Listen, drop goals in dry conditions are not easy. And that was a beautiful drop kick in the rain here as Key Biscayne came right back though. Got it wide here with a little try in the corner. And maybe Sebastian can tell us who's scoring these tries, Sebastian. Sebastian, who's scoring there?
Is it Alejo Pisoni, Lucas?
Yes, that was Alejo's try.
That was Alejo. Now, this number 28, he impressed me. Tell me a bit about this number 28, Sebastian. When I watched these highlights, he was a very impressive player. Good kicker. What's his name and what position is he playing?
That is Lucas.
Yes, that would
be Lucas Cavalieri.
I'm giving Lucas credit. Lucas, what grade are you in?
Hey, I'm in 12th grade. I'm a senior.
You're a senior. I couldn't tell it was you because of the rain in your hair. I can't tell your height from this video, but no. Are you playing 10?
Yes.
Good service there again get the assist on this try, I think.
Yes, sir.
And as you can hear the horns beeping in the background, I assume that's parents watching from the parking lot.
That was awesome.
Did not want to brave the rain. I shouldn't really give them credit for being. Yeah. How long have you been playing, Lucas?
I've been playing for 10 years, always for the Rugby Rats. So I've been playing, for quite a long time. And Rugby Rats is like the reason, like the player I am today is all because of Rugby Rats.
Awesome. How many tries did you get in this game? There's another one from you there.
I believe I got only one try this game.
Oh, just that one there. But how many conversions? You obviously got
Look at those kicks, man. Look at those kicks. This guy, man. You don't see this thing in D2 or anywhere. It's these guys, man, these kickers. Same one for Okapi. I have to tell you, man.
This is a bit of a harsh call here. I actually went back and slowed this one down, but the call was the call. You got to go with the referee. And nice quick tap by Key Biscayne here. The Boca weren't back 10. And then you convert the points here again, Lucas. Nice kick there. As you can see, the field was holding up reasonably well despite the weather.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Sebastian about how he thought this game went overall. I mean, nice try there in the corner. Good ball. Listen, Key Biscayne, sometimes they don't have the biggest players, but they always have the best technical ball skills. A lot of them grew up with the ball in their hand. Where are your parents from, Lucas? Where's your parents?
My parents both from Argentina.
So Argentina, yeah. A lot of this team with Argentinian background, especially with the parents, a lot of them grew up with rugby balls in their hand. And as a result, some of the best hand coordination and skills you'll see in the passing in the state. It's a good tackle there, but nice offload and a score in the corner for Key Biscayne as the Boca player is not happy about something, but the try was given and another conversion from the touchline. Did you make this one?
You did.
Yes, you did. Some great kicking from Lucas. Lucas, you must have had at least double-digit points in this. A little chip through. We've all been here, right? This kid.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Number 10, you just got to jump on that. Oh, man, we've all been there. Chasing that ball back. Once it hits your hands once, it's going to be bubbling all over the place, and you got to feel for the kid there. But a nice opportunistic try by Key Biscayne, and the conversion again by Lucas Cavalieri. And that's your final score there, 48-19. Which is a lot of points considering the conditions there in Key Biscayne. I know that pitch has its moments. I know it can get cut up a little bit, but it looked like it held on there at the church, right? It's next to a church, I think, or a school.
Yes.
That's right. Next to St. Agnes. Yeah.
Listen, land is expensive in Key Biscayne, so we're lucky we even have a pitch on the little island. So now we're joined by Sebas Bustos Rapa, one from the Key Biscayne Rugby Rats, and Lucas. Now, Sebastian, talk a little bit through that game on Saturday. Boca, always traditionally a bigger side, normally have some big bodies that have played football. And in those conditions, they obviously got off to a good start, scored the first try, and you guys bounced back nicely there and pick up the win. Talk a little bit about the game for us.
Yes, it was a game in which we knew we were facing a physical Boca side, and under the conditions, it was going to be a forwards game for Boca typically. So we started struggling to slow down their forwards and to bring them down so that we could put pressure when they opened the ball. I think we're very proud. The coaches were very proud after the game that the team itself found the way to win this game, playing through the sides, and you saw a number of tries through the wings. So our proposal is usually to play with the backs because we're never the biggest team. But the team found a way to stop the forwards, recover the ball through pressure, and then kicking downwards, which is what you do with the wet conditions, and play a little bit more of open rugby, not too far away because long passes are tough in the wet conditions. But we were able to turn things around through the backs.
Yeah, it's obviously a bit. I know from having refereed down there, it's not the widest of fields either, which I think sometimes is not great for you guys because you like to get that ball wide. Obviously, Key Biscayne has had some success over I think perhaps the first youth rugby team. I remember back in the day, you guys were practicing and playing as a team even before the existence of the FYRU. Obviously, the history of Key Biscayne being founded a lot by the South Americans and the Europeans in town there in Key Biscayne. So it's great to see you. You were telling us before the pod, Sebastian, that you guys have just reached a historic number in regards of total players.
Yes. Last week we reached our 200th player from age 4 to age 18. We still don't have a senior team. That's another next step for us. But for the first time we have 200 players at the Key Biscayne Rugby Rats. When you consider 11 years ago we had 10 players, it's a big growth for us. Really, we're very happy, very proud of this. And
so yes, you go from sort of U5s all the way up to U19s. Sebastian, what is your position as U19? Just U19's head coach, or are you involved elsewhere on the board as well?
I'm part of the high school coaching staff. We train with the under 16s and under 19s together. Okay. Because we have the chance to play against each other or to work together for scrums and for the line. So there's a group of 7 to 8 coaches that coach the high school division, and I'm a part of that.
Awesome stuff. And I know in the past the 19s team has struggled with overall numbers. I think you were saying before the podcast that you're up 30 to 35 now.
Yes, it's a generation like Lucas and maybe 1 or 2 years younger that have been growing together, playing since under 6. So as I said, maybe we're not the biggest team, but these are guys who have been playing for some time, playing together. So right now we're good in numbers in the under 19. We're struggling a lot more with the under 16, but we're very happy that we could form the team and then present 2 divisions so the kids could play against players their age.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was talking to some Cape Pirates players, coaching staff today, and they were saying their numbers, across the board are down because of COVID. So to see those numbers coming through in U19 is awesome. Now we just need to find some props, Seabass. We need to find there's got to be some bigger boys in Key Biscayne. There has to be somewhere.
Yes, or somewhere close, but we cannot find them in Key Biscayne.
If you're listening to this podcast and you weigh more than 200 pounds, you're automatically going to start at prop for Key Biscayne. I'm telling you now.
I'll buy you a pizza if you come.
Athletically. But no, it's great to see how Key Biscayne are doing. I know you guys had a great season last year. I'm trying to remember, maybe Charlie remembers where the U19s finished last year. I think they got to the semifinals at least, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's right. And we went. We played at the Ruggerfest in North Carolina with the under 17s, and the team won that tournament as well. So it was a great season for us.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's talk to our fly half here, who's number 28 in those highlights you just watched. Lucas Cavallari, you're in 12th grade, So you said you've been playing rugby. When did you start playing for the Rugby Rats? You said back in 2000. When did you move to America? Were you born here?
Oh yeah, I was born here. My parents are both Argentinian, but I was born here. So my first introduction to rugby was with the Rugby Rats, probably when I was, I say 7, 8 years old, and I've been playing for the club since.
Awesome stuff. Now, do either of your parents play rugby?
Yeah, my dad played rugby, and then all of my uncles played rugby in Argentina, and I've always wanted to go back to Argentina to play rugby, but it's difficult. Like they have like whenever I visit, I try to play with some friends to practice with their teams because I know the level of rugby there is different from here, but it's very difficult. There's like a lot of paperwork to sign, but hopefully one day I'll be able to play there as well.
Awesome stuff. So how does this year's Key Biscayne team compared to the last couple of years? How long have you been playing U19s? Just the last 2 years?
No, I've been playing U19 for the past 4 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. We've struggled a lot with numbers, and I'm very happy that this year and last year as well, we were able to have enough players to have an entire team to never have to like before during games we'd always worry, oh, do we have enough players? And this year the numbers that we're having at practices is honestly incredible, and a lot of the reason for our success, especially against Boca, was our new players. We have 3 new players that have never touched a rugby ball in their life.
Awesome.
Started training with us 4 or 5 months ago, and these players are just as dedicated to the team, just as dedicated to rugby as anyone else. And even last Friday before the game, one of our forwards, new player, it was going to be his first game. He texted us and he's like, let's go practice a little bit before the game. I want to practice the pause. I want to practice tackling. So I honestly, the dedication that we have at this team, especially compared to previous years, is it's a blessing. And I'm very thankful for it.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. Obviously, hopefully, I know you. Some of the teams already down here have dealt with a bit of the COVID. I know you guys had to deal with it with some quarantining the previous week, where I think your game got cancelled that first week, and it was obviously moved to this week. But a great way to start the season. Hopefully, everybody stays healthy. Now, you got Cape coming up this weekend. Did you send anybody to a copy to scout them this weekend, Seabass?
Well, there's the highlights at least that we could see, and
yes.
And we see again that's true. So everybody's checking out Rugby in Florida for the highlights of your next team, and we see a very physical team with very big players. So Okapi ended up beating them, but it looks like it was a very tough team, very tough match.
Yeah, you got them coming up, and then a couple of weeks off with Rugga Fest in between, and then a game against Wellington. Obviously, one of the perennial betters clubs in the youth side of things, as Charlie shows us some highlights from some other youth games. And then you finish off the season. You don't have a kind finish to the season, guys. You play at Okapi, which is obviously always one of the favorite matchups in South Florida, and then host Cardinal Gibbons, who I think have been in 3 straight state finals, I think, if I remember correctly. They won a couple and then lost to Jacksonville last week. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun end to the season. Where do you see your goals this year, Lucas, as a team? I think you said this is probably the strongest team you've seen, so I assume state championships.
Yeah, no, I've been for the past 4 years, we've gotten very close to state championships. I remember the last time we lost in the semifinals to Jacksonville by 3 points, and it's for a lot of us, it's our last year, and I think we do have the team to win states this year. Although we don't have necessarily the size in comparison to the other teams, though thanks to our coaches, thanks to our physical trainer Alvaro, we have a lot of endurance, and the way we play with our hands, the way we move the ball, I think is the advantage that we have. And at least against Boca, it was a little complicated with the rain. So first half, we were dropping balls, because of how wet it was and it was slippery. But overall, I think the attitude in this team, the determination, we're a bunch of physically, we're more small than the other teams, probably in strength-wise too, but at least the tackling last weekend was incredible from every player, from the smallest on the pitch to the largest. And I think it's all in that determination, that courage, that aggression that we play with. And I'm hoping, and I think that can take us to the state finals.
Awesome stuff. Now, look, I'm looking at you right now. How did we get that black eye on that eye, Lucas? Tell us the story there.
That was during the game, first half. To be completely honest, I'm not sure how it got there. I guess the excitement of the moment, the excitement of the game. I just didn't realize it until during halftime. But it's all fine.
Good stuff. Now, obviously, after this season, where are you looking at rugby past this season yet?
Yes. I'm applying to colleges. I applied to 15 colleges total, all Division I rugby. So, and communicating with coaches and everything. So no matter where I end up, I surely intend to continue playing rugby, and hopefully after college as well. That's the goal for now.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your time joining us this evening. Congratulations on that first win of the season. I'm sure we'll see you on down the road here. I expect Biscayne to be up there. I know, listen, always one of my favorite teams to ref, just because of the knowledge of the game and the way they move the ball. Charlie, you got any closing remarks for the Rats here?
No, it's always such a nice. I get to tape most of their games, and to be honest, it's one of my favorite things to do because it's such a nice rugby to watch. Compared to other games, it's really a joy, and these guys have all the rugby values right in place, I think, in all ways. So it's always an awesome rugby day. This week, well, now these guys, because of COVID, now they're no churrasco, So, but other than that, it's always an awesome experience, and to watch little kids, 6-year-olds, they have they're like ants, all running around, and it's really an amazing program. I think they have a lot to contribute to Florida rugby. As we were talking before the program started with Sebastian, he was telling me, they need to be more integrated to the rest of the state. I don't know, Sebastian, if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yes, I think it has to do a little bit with how the club started, with parents playing with their kids in the park rather than coaching. And we grew as such, as parents coaching their kids for the most part. So we are not that big in terms of organization infrastructure. It's more of a Saturday morning thing for a lot of people. So yes, of course, I think we have a lot of work to do in terms of being a more active part in the Florida rugby community. So yes, that's something that we're tackling right now. We're participating more. Zoom has helped a lot, rather than driving 4 hours for a meeting. But I think it's part of our homework, and as we grow as a team, we'll get more and more integrated.
Awesome
stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is the fruits of the labor. When you see guys like Lucas that have been playing for 11 years, since the start of this program. This is why you start at that age group, because when they get to the age of 16 and 17, they have a clue of what they're doing and can look like. I mean, listen, Lucas looked amazing on those highlights. I can't say I have to watch the whole game at some point this week, and I do have a connection with USA U18's coach Brendan Keane, Lucas. So I may have to throw your name in the mix there and get you out to a camp this summer. We'll see. Lucas,
where are you going to college?
Hey, I'm not sure yet. So I get my results back by April. So by April I'll know. But all colleges I applied to are Division I. So hopefully I'll be playing.
Stay here, please. Come on. Stay here.
I think he may have better opportunities outside of the state, Charlie, but that may offend some people. But I know, listen, Lindenwood Life, I'm sure there's some schools out there that could do with a fly half like Lucas. So check those highlights out if you're watching this from any of those big schools, and reach out to him if you want to get this kid in your team. Again, Sebastian, Lucas, appreciate you spending the time with us. Good luck the rest of the way, and I'm sure we'll chat later this season.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Gracias.